As of earlier this year, 2026, the luxury world in retail is watching a slow motion wreck. Saks Global, the powerhouse that was formed from the merger of Saks Fifth Avenue and Neiman Marcus, is suffocating under a mountain of debt. With nearly 5 billion in liabilities and a what you might call a vendor rebellion, it's leaving the shelves empty. And the diagnosis is clear: institutional latency. So, how did this come about? Well, it started with a classic ego play. Saks thought that acquiring Neiman Marcus and expanding their footprint would solve their problems. They already had a lot of debt, but instead they just doubled their noise and tripled their debt. And, you know, in my world in business, uh, I know that not that that isn't necessarily always a bad thing, but you have to be very careful. And what happened is things slowed down due to what I would call a paradox of choice. You see, the more options that people have, the harder it is for them to make a choice. And by combining two big similar brands, sales slowed down. And where Saks thought that by expanding their options, there would be more more sales. We just saw the same thing happen at Starbucks, where, when they gave people the option of customization, it was disaster. It's not that you can't give people options, okay? It's how you do it. Options can be good. You just have to be careful. You have to be strategic in how you give people options. Generally speaking, people like three options. It's just how people are. And by inundating people with so many options, they just didn't know what to do. And so sales flatlined. So what did they do? They made the worst move they could make in a situation where they needed cash, and they shuttered Saks off Fifth locations. And I mean, when you need cash, your best avenue for cash is to liquidate. That's what Saks off Fifth was. It was their liquidity engine, and they closed it. I mean, I'm not making this up. This is what they did. You know, um, so now they're not making their debt payments, and so the vendors said, "Yeah, we can see the rats are running off the ship, and so we're not going to send you stuff." And so now the shelves are empty, and people come into the store, and now it goes from having too much stuff to, ugh, ugh, we don't want to buy from a failing store. It's just the opposite, you know. So, yeah, now it goes from bad to worse. But it didn't have to be that way. You see, when you first get to a situation where you need to start to move things, and they're spending all this money on marketing, hoping that people will just show up and buy something. Well, you don't need to do that, because you can take the things that you have that you want to sell, and we have technology now that you can take the things that you have that you need to sell, and you can architect systems to systematically match those things with the people that want to buy those things specifically. And then when they come in to buy those things, you can tie that whole experience directly in to your online experience with social media, your SEO, GEO, AI, AEO, so that in a way that isn't really costing you money. You pay to set it up, but in a way that it's not really costing you money, so that now Google is boosting you up in your AI search, your voice search, your traditional search, everything. And so now your organic search is boosted up because, and you're more active in your social media. And so people begin to see, ooh, this is the place to go. And this is not stuff you can buy. You can't buy this kind of activity. You can create it. I mean, a guy like me can create it because I know how to build these systems. Okay. And so when people come in, you create these concierge type systems where when they come in, these systems treat them in a way that they've never been treated before. They feel special, they feel unique, and you have all of the everything that you have available because you have too much stuff now because you've merged two companies together, but it's all in your database. And so you can use the technology. You ask a few questions and you can show them exactly what it would look like on them. You give them three options. Ooh, I like those. I would like this one. And all of a sudden, those outfits are in the dressing room. They don't have to go look for them. They don't have to go find them. It's there. This is not hard, at least not for a guy like me that's been working with Google for the last 2 decades. So my point is this: businesses don't have to fail if they have the right people writing the strategies. You just need the right systems because the technology is here and there are people that know how to write systems. So don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. It doesn't matter what kind of a business you have. You know, it's time to create true wealth. True wealth is where you have money and you have time to enjoy it. So if you're tired of just getting by, see if we have time to work on your project. Because, I mean, we're pretty busy right now, but we're still taking calls. So I hope this was helpful.